Hey guys, what's up? Chris here for BeerGeekNation.com. Today, gonna do a quick brew day. I wasn't gonna do one today, but I figured, hey, why not? Kids are sick, can't really go anywhere, so hey, gonna brew a beer using the Zymatic PicoBrew. Probably done 5 or 6 batches on it so far. Really enjoying it. It does 2.5 gallon batches, kind of like, I guess people call it the Keurig of beer. It's basically a wort machine, but it works really well. I'll just give you guys a quick rundown and then show you what I'm going to do. So this is the unit itself, missing a big piece right there, but I'll show you that in a second. So what you do, you actually log in. This is connected to the internet. This is via Wi-Fi, but you can also connect via Ethernet. It connects to your account on the PicoBrew website. On the PicoBrew website, you actually can pick recipes, build your own recipes, what have you. Those go into your account, and then once this gets turned on, gets set up with your Wi-Fi, internet, whatever, it connects to your account and pulls down the recipes in your account. Now what these recipes actually tell the machine what to do, it tells it boil times, it tells it mash temps, it tells it hop additions, it tells it adjunct additions, it tells it everything. So basically you hit the button right there and this thing goes. If you're doing some real like higher end double IPAs or some different like adjuncty beers, you're gonna kind of have to monitor a little bit more. You're gonna have to change out these guys right here. So these are what your adjuncts go into, these are what your hops go into, but I'll show you over here. So all of your water starts out in here. Right now there's 3.35 gallons. I'm brewing a Belgian Quad today. So all your water goes in there, everything goes in here, it boils in here, it ferments in there, everything happens in there. It's a closed system. In and out, cycles through, gets heated in here, gets pumped in through here. So yeah, that's that. So I'm gonna go down here, and this KGR is the one I'm gonna pick. That's the quad. So once I'm ready, and I'll show you guys the ingredients over here. So this is the other main part, and this is the part that goes in that big empty slot I was showing you. All the grains go right into there. There is a screen on top of there, as you can see, and there's a screen on the bottom, so it's filtered through. Back here, you can see there's a spot for 4 of those hot baskets. Right now I only have 2. 60 minute is 0.41 ounces of Nugget in the left one, and that one is at 20 minutes. It's going to be 0.23 ounces of Hallertau. And those silicone bands just keep it all nice and tight so nothing pops off, and it just works really well. So I will get this into the system, get everything set up, and I'm using the Safbrew T58 Quad, T58 Belgian. I think it's the Trappist yeast, really good stuff. So let me get into the system and get going here. All right, so as you can see, the grain is in there. So we're just gonna go ahead, it's on the one I want, hit the button. It's preparing for brew. And from here, it's gonna warm the water. It's pretty hot water in there. I use the hot tap water. KGR. So I'm assuming it'll come up with like a mash time or something. And there's basically a sparge arm, like a robotic sparge arm. It's kind of under there. Yep, see? So this is a multi-step mash here. You can see target is 102. So it's cycling through. It's going to pump the water out of the keg. As you can see, going in and that's coming out. See the temp. It gets it up really quick. That's a 10-degree jump right there. So that's it for now. Once it gets up to temp, I'll show you guys what it looks like mashing everything. All right, so what it's doing now is this is the initial dough-in. So the target temperature for the grain is 102 degrees, so it got the wort to 125 in probably about 1.5 minutes. So it's a 20-minute dough-in. And what it's doing, if you can see this, try not to be shaky, is it's filling up the liquid down there, and that's eventually going to absorb into the grain. It's coming out, see the top there. So it's putting the liquid in, and then it's going to start to recycle the wort, as it were, or the mesh water, as it was, whatever I'm going to call it at this point, just to make sure it's the temp, and it's going to circulate it and maintain the temperature for about 20 minutes, and then it's going to do the actual mash, which I forget what the temperature is, but I'll show you that. It's very, very cool. All right, so the dough in is done, and now we are mashing at 152 for 30 minutes, and I believe there's another mash step in this process, I believe. All right, mash number 2. I thought there was an extra mash. Yeah, it's a 90, I feel like it is a 90-minute mash, and there's probably a mash out as well. So far, so good. Had one little snafu, had a leak, had kind of started over, but it was my own fault. One of the plugs wasn't quite plugged in where I needed it to be. Let me show you, see if I can actually, the flashlight works. You can see the stream back there. That's where it comes down and recirculates. It's very cool. So it's mashing. We're mashing, we're mashing, we're mashing. All right, so the other thing I thought I should show you guys, it just kind of occurred to me, I don't know why, but as your brew day goes on, the PicoBrew actually connects. Again, you're all connected together at your PicoBrew account on PicoBrew.com. It shows you, your recipes and stuff, but it also communicates with the PicoBrew itself, communicates with the website, and gives you these charts as far as what's actually going on in the system. So as of right now, we're at the mash, and you can just see, it's really cool. Let me refresh here. I don't know if there's any new info. Yeah, up here, like we're just kind of hanging out here. But you can see like the time, the temperature. That's pretty cool. It's just another one of those really cool features that just it kind of adds more information. You can actually go back and see these. You can print them off and see, if there was an issue or something. Yeah, right here I had a little bit of an issue. Let's just put it that way. But going good so far. And I believe the next will be the mash out for probably like 15-20 minutes if I remember right. But that's pretty cool. Gets updated as you do it. All right, so we are now boiling. They call it an adjunct, but it's it's just kind of a generic term. It's actually the hops. First batch, 40 minutes, then an additional 20 minutes on the second set of hops. So that's how it does it based on the time. The one thing I wish the hops and this stuff were separate, so I could take this out while it was doing like boiling and doing the hops and everything and just start cleaning that. But as it stands, it's got to stay in there. So whatever. But you can see it flowing through there again. This is cool. You can actually, there's a syringe you can actually take a sample from and get a gravity reading when it's all done. Very cool. It's currently boiling in there. There's some anti-foam stuff on there, so that doesn't foam up too bad. Okay. But yeah, that's it. Coming down the final 20 minutes. Now it's the second hops are being added as well. And in about, let's say 10 minutes or so, I'm going to add this final part, which is the Belgian candy sugar. It's a quad, so of course you need something like that. I've never actually used this stuff, but I heard it works really well. I'm going to let it warm up on the side of the brew here, the PicoBrew. It's pretty warm, so it's already pretty fluid. And the way you do this is you actually, this is just a rubber lid. You lift this up, add it in there while it's still circulating. So you're basically adding it to the boil kettle, which is this. So very cool. And then you just push that back on. And this, as what I was telling you about earlier, right from here, they give you a syringe. It goes, you just push down and screw on right there, and you can pull a sample. So you can see how nice and clear that is from all the recirculation. Not dark enough yet, obviously, but the candy sugar will take care of that for a quad. It's coming in at like this 22 bricks, so like 1.088, which is actually a little bit higher than I would have liked, but nah, whatever. I'll survive. So yeah, I'll show you guys. I guess the adding of the candy sugar will be next. All right, guys. So we're in the last 10 minutes here. I took the lid off, and now I'm just gonna add the syrup into there. That's that, and I'll put the lid back on. Okay, so we're just about done here. Boil's done, candy sugar's done, all added, completely drained into the keg. I took the insulated collar off so that I can start to chill down. And I want to talk about this for a little bit. You can hook a chiller up to this. I should say that. Basically, you pipe it into the inlet, inlet into the chiller, chiller into the boil kettle, and then you run water into the chiller, and that's how you would do it. I'm not choosing to do that. It's a darker beer. I've never had an issue doing no chill brews with darker beers. So it does give you an alarm saying, hey, do you want to hook a chiller up? I'm going to do, you can do continue if you want to connect it, or hit exit if you want to end it. So I'm going to do that. And brew session has ended. So that's it. I got a little behind. It would have been about a 4.5, 5 hour brew day, and it was a long one because it did have all the mashing and all the, it was like a, well, almost a 90-minute mash plus the doughing and all that one. So usually you can do a 4-hour brew day pretty much without an issue. It's quick, it's effective. I did forget to take a final gravity reading. Oh well. I know it's above 1.088, so it's fine. That's actually higher than it should be, and that was before the Belgian candy sugar was. So, but it's only 2.5 gallons, so I'm sure that yeast will have no problem with it. So I'm going to get the lid on one of these guys. I'm going to sanitize this, put it on there, put it in the fridge, and I will show you that when I'm done. All right, guys. So the beer is in here. I'll show you. There, lid on. I sanitized everything. One tip that I would recommend is throw some sanitizers, some Star San on the what are they called? I forget what those things are called. The inlet things. Just because there was beer running through there and you don't want it to dry out, so just wash it out. It's a plastic bottom. This is really hot. It's probably okay with the rubber, but I put those cork pads down there. I'll leave this in here for a few hours. It's set at like 36 degrees, so it'll chill it down nice and cool, and then I'll take it out and bring it into the house. Excuse me. And this is the byproduct here. The whole tray slides right out. Those come out. Just dump the hops, dumps all the green, all the filters come out the top. Everything can go right in the dishwasher, which is very, very nice. Easy cleanup. It's not too bad at all. Actually takes me less time to clean this than it does like a regular brew day. You do have to clean in here. It does get a little messy. Let me see. Let's see it. In there, you know, just some, there's overflow. It's not ideal. You got to clean this out too. It does overflow. Whoa. This was a big batch. I did get, yeah, this was a big batch. I did get some overflow over the top. Not a big deal. It does have rinse cycles, as you can see, clean rinse cycles. And I will show you that, guys, next once I get all this other stuff cleaned up. Okay, so the cleaning on the PicoBrew, really simple. There's a cleaning and a rinse. The rinse you do after every brew. It takes a couple minutes. The cleaning you do, I think it's once every 5 brews, and basically that's like a deep, intensive cleaning. That it actually uses like a, it's almost like a dishwasher packet that you put in there. And it takes a while. So with the rinse, let's just select that. You get a gallon of warm, clean water. And I promise that was clean. And you put these cleaning wands on the ends of the dip tubes. Goes in there, and then into an empty bucket. And that's gonna run, it's gonna heat up the water, cycle it through, just rinse everything out. And you gotta make sure this is in. Learn the hard way about that. So let's just get started here. Let's start. Yeah. And it should start to pull from this bucket down here. And this stuff's all been rinsed out and cleaned, so. Yep. So it's pulling from down there. It goes on through here. It should be going in here. And it's going to cycle it a couple times to get it nice and hot. And let's see. Blowing out a curve through there. Works like a charm every time. I usually do this twice, just because of most of you. But I've never had an issue. You're very cool. All right, guys. Cheers.